Hey folks, so I want to talk about something that I've been discovering while testing a few methods in this, and it's a way to manipulate outbreaks sorta in order for it to spawn what you want. Now, while this method doesn't work all the time, I just want to explain it quickly, so I'm gonna try and set up an example. For instance, I just got finished with a cloth outbreak that I've been trying to get for a while. I got myself a shiny cloth for it. So this is what I do. So I put my character in a position where a Pokemon that I want, in this case Corv, is right next to one of the fast travel points, but not too close. I then set my marker on top of him, like this, and then when I change my system settings, so system, date, and time, I move the date up by one and month up by one constantly, back out loading, and then what usually happens is, as you see here, outbreaks will spawn around the character, in particular, like, what we want to spawn. So for instance, because Knackley spawn here, there's a Knackley spawn now. Same as MonkeyKingHero, same as that, around the character. Now this isn't just in this area either. So for instance, if I wanted to get Pokemon in the desert, like Farlings, Larvesta, Rella, I go over to the Watchtower, wait for the game to load, move a little bit away from the Watchtower, like so, go in a map, put my cursor on the map, zoom out, go into system settings, go down to day and time, one up again on both day and month, and as you can see here, what has just spawned is a Larvesta, a Casper Kid, and Pokemon that are akin to the desert area. Now this doesn't say that this will happen all the time, so for again, if I were to do the same settings here, where I go day and a month forward and then keep the time and everything normal, you can see here this time there wasn't anything in the desert spawn, but there was something next to it on my map, so in this case Bagon. So if we do it again, we go down to system, we go down to date and time, we go to day and month, one up on each again, we go back in, we stick close to the desert. You can see this time, because I was on the right of the desert, it spawned more things over here. But it always seems to spawn things in the area. Of course, that's not to say that there won't be more spawns around the map. Like if we just casually look around, you can see Magnemite and common spawns. But at least in terms of spawns dictated to an area, like Tinkerton, which requires ruins and such, this seems like the best method to use. So let's try this method again. So we'll go to Fury Falls, which is where a bunch of things like bishops and stuff like that spawns, and then we'll use the method again to see if this method continues. Now again, this doesn't happen all the time. There are times where it's a dud or isn't changed at all, but it seems to be where I've had the most success. So again, we've gone a bit far out. I'm going to keep our cursor. I'm going to go into system settings. We're going to go to date and time again. I'm going to go in. As long as I don't move my cursor here. So we got Loxic this time. So it's not the best spawn for the area. But if I potentially zoom in and then go back into date and time, put it forward by a day and a month. This might not work because of February. So you can see here we got a Dragalope this time, so not great. So this is where we're starting to get the duds, right? So we go date and time again. So again, we got duds here. So this isn't the best selection. So let's try over in area 3. I don't want to keep this video going on longer than it needs to. Isn't the most complicated thing, but I've just been testing a lot of different methods, and this seems to be where I've had the most success. So we're going to go over here and instantly go into our map, zoom out, go down to system settings, go to system, date, time. And then, so in this case, we got a Shriddle, which is a rare spawn, and I might actually go and shiny hunt that once this video is done. So yeah, as you can see, it still spawns other things around the map, so it's worth going, but at least in the certain areas, like farms, mountains, the like mining area here, the ice area, the water area, everything like that, if you do this method, hopefully it should manipulate the spawns, so you get some unique stuff that you have been after. So just keep that in mind. Obviously, that means like if you want a cloth, then go to here and just keep doing it to your cloth. If you want some of the Pokemon here, obviously do it here, ice, etc., etc.